Introduction? Hi, Happy Potter fans. Today, we're diving into a shocking and controversial part of the wizarding world. The story of Delphini, Delphi, the secret daughter of Voldemort, and Bellatrix Lestrange. In this video, we'll explore Delphi's mysterious origins and how she was born in secret, her childhood, and how she grew up without knowing her true identity, the prophecy that led her to believe she was destined to bring back Voldemort, her elaborate plan to change history using a time turner, the final battle where Harry Potter and his allies confronted her, her ultimate fate, and what her story tells us about destiny and choices. If you're a fan of dark secrets, time travel, and the legacy of the Dark Lord, this is a discussion you don't want to miss. Let's get started. The story of Delphi, Voldemort's secret daughter. Hi, Happy Potter fans. Welcome back to another deep dive into the wizarding world. Today, we're discussing a controversial and complex character, Delphini, or Delphi, who was introduced in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Many fans were shocked to learn that Voldemort had a child, and there has been much debate over how and why this happened. Before we begin, I want to mention that Cursed Child is a theatrical play rather than a traditional novel. It's written as a script, making it different from the books we're used to. I've made a separate video breaking down the unique structure of Cursed Child, so check that out if you're interested. Now let's get into Delphi's story. Her origins, her plan to bring back Voldemort, and how she was ultimately defeated. But be warned, this video contains major spoilers. Who were Delphi's parents? The biggest revelation in Cursed Child is that Delphi is the daughter of Lord Voldemort and Bellatrix Lestrange. But how and when did this happen? Voldemort and Bellatrix's relationship. We know from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows that Bellatrix Lestrange was one of Voldemort's most devoted followers. She was fanatically loyal, willing to kill and die for him. Unlike most Death Eaters, her devotion was personal, not just political. She saw Voldemort as more than a leader, she worshipped him. Despite being married to Rodolphus Lestrange, Bellatrix's true loyalty was always to Voldemort. It is heavily implied that their relationship was one-sided. Bellatrix loved Voldemort, but whether he felt anything for her is debatable. When was Delphi born? According to Cursed Child, Delphi was conceived sometime between June and September of 1997, when Voldemort was living at Malfoy Manor. This was during the height of the Second Wizarding War, when Voldemort had taken control of the Ministry of Magic and was preparing for his final battle against Harry Potter. Bellatrix gave birth to Delphi in secret at Malfoy Manor, sometime in April or May 1998, just weeks before the Battle of Hogwarts. This means that while Voldemort was hunting for the Elder Wand and planning his final attack, his daughter had already been born. However, Delphi never knew her parents. Both Voldemort and Bellatrix died during the Battle of Hogwarts. With no parents to raise her, she was hidden away from the rest of the wizarding world. Delphi's childhood and upbringing, raised by a Death Eater. After Bellatrix's death, Delphi was taken in by Euphemia Roll, a former Death Eater. Euphemia didn't raise Delphi out of love. She did it for money. Delphi later admitted that she had no idea who was sending money for her care, but she grew up in isolation, never knowing the truth about her parents. Unlike Harry Potter, who had an entire wizarding community to guide him, Delphi had no real family or friends. She grew up in secrecy, raised by someone who likely saw her as nothing more than a burden. The search for identity. As Delphi got older, she felt different from other witches. She didn't attend Hogwarts or receive a proper magical education. Instead, she was taught privately, possibly by Euphemia Roll or other dark supporters. Without knowledge of her parents, Delphi felt lost. She didn't understand why she had such powerful magical abilities, or why she seemed drawn to the dark arts. But everything changed when Rodolphus Lestrange, her mother's husband, was released from Azkaban. Delphi learns the truth, the prophecy. Rodolphus Lestrange finally revealed to Delphi who she truly was, the daughter of Lord Voldemort. But he didn't just tell her about her parents. He also gave her a prophecy that predicted the return of the Dark Lord. When spares are spared, when time is turned, the Dark Lord will return. Delphi believed this prophecy meant that she was destined to bring her father back. She became obsessed with fulfilling this prophecy, convinced that she could restore Voldemort's reign and become the leader of his new era. The Augury Tattoo. To symbolize her mission, Delphi tattooed a black augury on her neck. The augury is a mythical bird whose cry is believed to predict death. She took this as a sign of her destiny. She saw herself as the heir of Voldemort, meant to bring him back from the dead. Delphi's plan to revive Voldemort, manipulating him. Delphi knew she needed a time turner to go back and change history. To do this, she manipulated Amos Diggory, the father of Cedric Diggory. Pretending to be Amos's long-lost niece, she convinced him that they could use a time turner to save Cedric from dying in the Triwizard Tournament. She also manipulated Albus Severus Potter and Scorpius Malfoy, tricking them into helping her steal a powerful time turner from the Ministry of Magic. Changing the past, Delphi's true goal was not to save Cedric, but to go back to 1981, the night Voldemort tried to kill Harry Potter. She believed that if she could stop Voldemort from attacking baby Harry, then Voldemort would never have been defeated. However, Albus and Scorpius realized the truth and tried to stop her. The final battle, Delphi versus Harry and friends. Delphi's plan almost succeeded, but she was ultimately confronted by Harry, Ginny, Draco, Ron, Hermione, Albus, and Scorpius. A fierce battle broke out, with Delphi demonstrating powerful dark magic. However, she was ultimately outnumbered and overpowered. The emotional breakdown. After being defeated, Delphi broke down in tears, begging her to let her see her father just once. She pleaded that she only wanted to meet him. However, Harry refused, telling her that Voldemort had no interest in love, family, or even his own child. Sent to Azkaban. Realizing she had failed, Delphi was sent to Azkaban, where she would remain for the rest of her life. Final thoughts. Delphi's legacy. Delphi is one of the most tragic villains in the Harry Potter universe. Unlike Voldemort, who was consumed by power, Delphi was driven by a desperate need for love, identity, and purpose. She never knew her parents, and was raised in secrecy, with only a prophecy to guide her. However, just like Voldemort, she misunderstood destiny. She thought she was fated to bring back the Dark Lord, but in reality, her own choices led to her downfall. Her story serves as a reminder that we are not defined by our bloodline, but by our actions. Final message. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Delphi's story, hit the like button and subscribe for more Harry Potter content. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching Potterheads. Goodbye.